Hello everybody and welcome back to the Outside the Ropes studio. I'm your host of Outside the Ropes as always, Matthew Muir. Welcome back to the studio. Hope you're all doing really well out there. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight, whether it be on iTunes, our website, outsidetheropesradio.com, speaker, or our social media feeds. Hope you're all doing great there. I haven't been on the air now since Monday. The reason why we weren't on the air last night, as you can probably hear in my voice, I am currently ill again. But I'm not as bad today, so I've managed to get out of my ill bed, or my sick bed as we call it here in Northern Ireland, and drag myself into the studio to give you Outside the Ropes for tonight, guys. Hope you're all doing better than what I am. I'm what they call here in this country, man flu. I haven't been well at all since Monday evening. But anyway, I'm here. I'll try my best to give you the best show that I can. Unfortunately, Tony isn't here tonight. As you all said, he is away working, and he'll not be back on the show for the next week or so. Don't forget, guys, as we did say on Monday's show, there is a show today and tomorrow. And then after tomorrow, we'll not be on the air for around about a week or so. The reason being, as I did say on Monday, I'll be away working and also moving home, which is very, very stressful, especially whenever you're ill, which is a complete pain in the ass. But anyway, you have to get it done. So yes, we'll be back on the air as soon as we can and get back into the studio and give you more Outside the Ropes. Now, when we do come back on the air in the next sort of week or so, we'll have some interesting shows coming up. We've made a wee decision in the studio today that we're going to be having some WrestleMania style shows. So we're going to be talking about 3 previous WrestleManias. Want to hear you guys' thoughts on your favorite WrestleMania moments, etc. Because WrestleMania is just around the corner. So get your thoughts and for any ideas you have for a WrestleMania type show. You know how to get in touch with us. You can go onto our website, outsidetheropesradio.com, and also send us an email, outsidetheropes@yahoo.com, or you can send us a tweet or a Facebook. Guys, wrestling in the last sort of 24 hours has been, how can we put it? It was been quite interesting since we last spoke to you from Monday night. Let's start with Raw from Monday night past there. Coming out of the Raw, we'll have Brock Lesnar appearing on the show, which was the main highlight of the show for me. Paul Heyman's promo was, well, how can I put it, absolutely phenomenal. He mentioned many things. It was kind of like a shoot interview live in the ring. Now, people were saying on Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that and forums and what, it's all but Paul Heyman exploded on the air, and he's in deep, dire crap with Vince, and it was all a shoot towards WWE and all that nonsense. Guys, it was a scripted promo. Come on, you gotta understand that. If anything had come out of it, you'd have heard from it by now in the news. We'd have brought it to you tonight here on the show. It was a great promo. It was basically hitting the critics a kick in the nuts and telling them, say what you want, but we're going to laugh at you and we're going to turn it into a storyline. But the promo itself was actually really, really good. I thoroughly enjoyed the promo from Paul Heyman. Brock Lesnar, as usual, didn't speak at all. He just sort of stood there and looked huge as always. But it's a good promo leading into the match for WrestleMania, which, again, I'm looking forward to. We still haven't heard any more news whether Brock Lesnar is going to sign a new deal with WWE. There's all these rumours flying around at the minute. Since he appeared at UFC 2 weeks ago, is he going to go back to the UFC? He did have a meeting with Dana White. Is he going to go back to the UFC and continue his career there? We don't know. I hope he sticks around in WWE, as all WWE fans and general wrestling fans do, because it's good seeing him, because even though he doesn't appear every week, guys, but as Vince McMahon said on the Steve Austin podcast, he is an attraction. He puts asses in seats, and it's always good when Brock Lesnar pops up because it's always something interesting. And I enjoy his matches too. So there you go. Also, coming out of Raw this week, finally Randy Orton has turned on the Authority and beat the absolute tripe out of Seth Rollins, which was good to see as well. One other thing come out of Raw this week as well, guys, which we did talk about on Monday's show, leading into Raw, Hall of Fame announcement, which, I'll admit on the air, you can laugh at me if you want. I know you probably won't, but I'm a father of 2 children, and when I seen the announcement for the Hall of Fame on Monday night for little Connor going into the Hall of Fame for the Warrior Award, I'll admit, guys, on the air here right now, I had a tear in my eye. whenever you're a parent yourself and you see something like that, well, you don't necessarily have to be a parent, but when you see something like that, it kind of hits you harder whenever you're a parent yourself and you see things like that. You know, it's a great thing for WWE to do. I kind of expected it, guys, because excuse me, because the whole Connor thing last year at WrestleMania and stuff, and excuse me, I have to excuse me again, guys. It was good. I'm glad to see the WWE doing something like this. I mean, the Warrior Award, as we all know, last year, the Ultimate Warrior said in his speech that there should be a category in the Hall of Fame to recognize those people who, have done something great in their career. He says people like the ring crew or announcers or, different people or other people who have been kind of linked in that way towards the Hall of Fame. So they created the Warrior Award in honor of the Ultimate Warrior, which is great, of course, absolutely. It's a phenomenal thing to do because, in memory of the Ultimate Warrior. But the first honoree to receive the Warrior Award is Little Connor, who sadly passed away not long after WrestleMania last year, which was obviously a sad story. But when they announced it in Raw and they played the video package, Connor's dad was in the crowd. I think that was his little brother was there too. But I will admit that I did have a tear in my eye. It does hit you a bit harder whenever you're a parent, as I said there, but it was great to see, and I'm looking forward to the induction, and long may the Warrior Award continue. I think it's a good thing. There's a lot of people in the company of WWE as well who I think should deserve that award. For example, like Mike Chioda, who's been there for, my God, how many years? Tony Chimmel. I know you all take the piss out of Tony Chimmel, especially when he done the Edge. When he announces Edge, the superstar. But I mean, guys like that, the ring crew, production guys, not even just that, there are other guys linked to the WWE who have done things for that. That Warrior Award is for those type of guys, and it's a great award, and I'm looking forward to seeing Connor. No doubt there'll be a lot of tears in the crowd that night, but it's going to be good, and I'm looking forward to the Hall of Fame this year, especially with Randy Savage going in and Schwarzenegger going in, and Alundra Blaze going in, or Medusa, whatever you want to call her. So, and the Bushwhackers. Tony still said he's going to wear his Bushwhacker T-shirt for WrestleMania. I'll still wait to see it. I'd actually love to see him dress up as a Bushwhacker, take some photos in the studio and put them on our website. But the Hall of Fame this year is shaping up to be quite good. We did say it was supposed to be Larry Zbyszko or Kevin Nash that would be announced this week, but it was Connor the Crusher. So there you go. But apart from that, this whole thing with the IC title still rambling on. I don't want to tell you what happened on SmackDown this week, guys, because I don't want to spoil the spoilers for you. But Raw itself was a half decent, good, solid show. We had a Sting promo. Where people were saying, "Oh, it wasn't Sting's voice." It was Sting's voice, guys, for God's sake. They just changed it a little bit, so they did, but it was definitely Sting's voice. Undertaker responded to Bray Wyatt in Raw as well. Interesting segment where the urn was in the ring, which was empty, and then the lights went out and it appeared back. Bray Wyatt's rocking chair has reappeared, and the Undertaker set it on fire. And for what we know, guys, Taker still won't appear on television until WrestleMania. So, but that was a good, solid promo as well. But, yeah, Raw again was a solid show. I can't really complain about it. A few matches in the card really sort of do it for me, but a good solid ending as well where Randy Orton turned on the Authority. So, I know the results for SmackDown, but I'm not going to tell you the results for SmackDown because I don't want to spoil it for you, but you can't get the results online. You know where to go and get them, guys. But NXT's on the air tonight, guys. I'm looking forward to that on the WWE Network. I'm not going to give you any spoilers for that either because I don't want to ruin it for you. But yeah, don't forget to check out NXT on the WWE Network. Interesting story coming out of WWE today. This is quite interesting story. You all know WWE do trademarks for different things and stuff like that. But today, for what we hear, they're taking a shot now at the Bullet Club. Now, we all know who the Bullet Club is from Japan. But now the WWE is trying to trademark the hand symbol, which is like the Wolfpack symbol. Because apparently the Bullet Club have been doing that, and now that, for what we know, the WWE are now trying to trademark this. Now, we found this news out today, thanks to our wonderful head of production, Catherine. She dug out this information for us today. But apparently the WWE are trying to trademark this. So there you go. So, interesting story. So, but no, everybody knows what the Wolfpack sign is. We all know it. They've been doing it since, the click, or whatever you want to call it, from back in the day. But yeah, the WWE are trying to trademark this. So we see, and there's a picture posted online today of the exact way it should be done. I don't know, but interesting, interesting indeed. Sorry to move, but just been handed here another little thing from Catherine here. About the Great Khali. Actually, we were talking about Great Khali on Monday. We were actually having a laugh about the Great Khali on Monday. Thanks very much for that, Catherine. The Great Khali, as you all know, hasn't been on television for a while. I'm just reading this here while she's handed it to me here. Thanks very much, Catherine. Part of the Great Khali's looking to get back into the ring very, very soon. Now, we all know he's been away back. I think he's back in India, as far as we were aware. But now we're here after he had a bit of a knee problem. Apparently he's fully healthy now and he's looking to get back into the ring very, very soon. I know a lot of you are not great Khali fans, but it's an interesting story actually, because he talks about being racially abused and stuff like that before he got to the WWE. And we all know he was part of the police force and where he's from and stuff like that. But yeah, the Great Khali apparently is looking to get back into WWE very, very soon. He actually said this statement on, I think it's Indian TV, for the name of this channel here, saying he'd love to defeat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Like, that's going to happen. I don't think so. Moving away from our story, I'm just flicking through it here while we're on the air here, guys. I do apologise. TNA news for you this week as well, guys. TNA news. Apparently TNA talent are not very happy at the moment because of the way they're being booked, should we say, and the way they're being used. But TNA have now come out after having a meeting last week and are saying now that they're planning on holding more live events. Well, obviously, more live events they haven't been holding for a while, but they're planning on bringing live events back more regular, starting as soon as this coming June. Now, a lot of talent in TNA apparently are not very happy because top talent are leaving, and the other talent at the bottom end of the card are now starting to panic because they haven't seen the company growing as much in recent months since they jumped to Destination America, which we're not surprised it didn't happen because we knew right away once the long-term Spike TV deal it wasn't going to get any bigger. But a lot of talent are very unsecure of their role in the company and whether the company is going to be around for much longer or not. But whether it happens or not, I don't know. Now, news came out yesterday that they've re-signed Angelina Love to a new contract. So that's good news. But there's a lot of talent in TNA are not very, very happy. Obviously, they're concerned around, TNA itself as a whole. Now, I mean, we've talked about this on the show plenty of times before, guys. Me and Tony have always said we'd like to see TNA get back to the way it used to be. Because it's somewhere else for other guys to go. For example, the likes of Drew McIntyre, they've went to TNA since he left WWE. Sorry, mouse is dry as a bone, even though I'm talking to you here. It's just this cold will never go away. Leave me alone. So yeah, I mean, we've always said here on the show that we'd like to see TNA grow and get bigger and become number two. And it's hard to watch for me, to be honest with you. I'm finding it quite hard to watch because, I think it's not as good as what it once was. Do I blame the talent for panicking? Maybe. Would I be if I was a talent member? Would I be concerned? Probably, yeah. But it's TNA for you. A lot of people are pointing fingers at TNA where it's going. I mean, we've talked about this so many times. On the air here about TNA, but it's who do you point the finger at? Really, do you point the finger at Dixie Carter? Do you point the finger at the writers? Who do you point the finger at? I don't know. I really don't know. Moving away from TNA back to WWE. Apparently at Monday Night Raw this past Monday, there was a meeting, should we say. Now, we all know about the Bill DeMont situation where Bill DeMont has now left the company. And Jason Albert, or A-Train, or Albert, or Tenzai, whatever you want to call him, has now taken over as the trainer. There was a meeting apparently held this past Monday at Raw. And the message has been sent out from this meeting that all talent, if they have any problems regarding personal life or their life in WWE, should come, instead of basically keeping it bottled up, they should be coming to the people in charge, should we say, and letting it all out, as they say, and then don't bottle it up and keep it out and try and get help if needed, and talk about things in future reference instead of keeping things bottled up. Now, a lot of people are saying this is all a way of covering up the whole thing with Bill DeMont and trying to, cover tracks and stuff like that. But I don't know, to be honest with you. But, from this meeting, this is basically what the meeting was about. To try and make talent more happier at their job, and also, try and build more of a relationship between employer and employee. So that's basically what it says. So there you go. Guys, going back to this, the WrestleMania thing, for the WrestleMania show, just a couple of ideas what we're talking about at the start of the episode here tonight. We're going to talk about like our top 10 favorite WrestleMania moments, biggest fail of WrestleMania, biggest WrestleMania moment. Mostly did say top 10 matches and stuff. So again, we do want to hear your ideas for the shows, guys. If you've got any ideas, you know how to get in touch with us. If you would like to come on and talk to us in the show, you can certainly do that as well. I know we did say we're going to bring a guy in there a few weeks ago to talk about the WWE wellness policy. I'm trying to get hold of that guy again to try and get him on the air and talk about that, because I really do want to get into that whole thing about the wellness policy. Because I think it'd be an interesting subject to talk about on the show. Another thing that's come up in the news today, a lot of you probably remember this guy from the Invasion angle, or even as far back as the WCW era. Shawn Stasiak has appeared back on the scenes, guys. An interesting video has appeared on YouTube of Shawn Stasiak. And for what I watched the video before I came on the air here today on YouTube, for what looks of things is he's trying to maybe get himself a job in WWE again. He's doing this whole promo at the minute saying that he is going to be the first guy to create history where a father and son are WWE champion. Now, we all know his father was the WWF champion. I think he was the 5th champion in history back in the day. But now he is doing this whole thing where he wants to get back into WWE and he wants to be the WWE champion. Now, last time I saw him, I think in WWF was around about 2000. Was it after the Invasion angle? I think he was around for just a short period of time after that. So you're talking about 12 or 13 years. I must admit though, guys, he's in pretty good shape still. He's looking quite good. The video is pretty much him just basically talking about his family and his history, and then it shows him in the ring training, and then it shows him in the gym and stuff like that. If you haven't checked it out, just type in Shawn Stasiak. You'll probably find it in one of the recent videos. But it's whether it's a piss take, I don't know. But I watched the video and it was kind of like, okay, haven't seen you for a while. Fair enough. What are you up to? But there you go. Guys, just want to give a wee shout out to our friends and partners on the show, as always, as we always do here on Outside the Ropes. Again, guys, I do apologise. I am absolutely loaded with the flu here. It's really not helping me here tonight. I want to give a shout out to our friends and partners of the show, as always. Wrestling's Past. You know where to find them tonight, guys. If you don't, and this is the first time you tuned into us, Wrestling's Past. If you're historians of professional wrestling and you'd like to go back and check out all the archive photographs, stories, and much, much more, Wrestling's Past is the location. Go to wrestlingspast.blogspot.co.uk or on Twitter at wrestlingspast. Guys, get yourselves in the gear and get on the Wrestling's Past, especially their Twitter account. Their Twitter account's actually very, very good. Friends of ours as well, Pro Wrestling All-Star. Don't forget to check out those guys in Belfast. Big top promotion here in Northern Ireland. Have stars like Shelton Benjamin, Al Snow, Matt Seidel, and much, much more. Their current champion in PW is Al Snow. Great champion to have there, believe me. What does everybody want? Indeed. Don't forget to check out their website for the upcoming shows. I think of a show coming up I guess next week, actually. I think it is the week after next. It's prowrestlingulster.co.uk for all ticket and information. You can check out their YouTube channel as well, PW Takedown TV. Also, our friends, wrestling.ie, Steve Muldoon's promotion, their website, www.wrestling.ie, or check out ticketmaster.ie or ticketmaster.co.uk for tickets of wrestling.ie shows in your area. And they're also on Facebook and Twitter as well. Now, just a couple of short stories before we hit the road here tonight on the show. WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels recently appeared on the 700 Club this week to promote his new Wrestling for My Life book. We all know that book is coming out. I think it's actually it's out or not. I don't think it's out just yet. But he was talking about taking care of himself these days. But he also admits that he's in a lot of pain with his back, knees, and shoulders. Now, Shawn also did say that he will be going for surgery very, very soon on both his knees and his left shoulder. They're actually going to be replaced. So, very sad news for Shawn Michaels. It sounds like he's in a lot of pain these days, but news is that he is going for surgery very, very soon. So, again, we'll keep an eye on that wee story for you. This is an interesting story, sorry. This came out in the news today. The WWE are re-releasing, that's right, they are re-releasing classic WWE albums, Piledriver, and soon to be other albums as well. But the classic album Piledriver is, I'll get that right this time. I'll try and spit it to bricks and we'll build a house here. They're re-releasing 2 albums, I apologise. I'll speak properly this time. They're releasing Piledriver and the Wrestling album to a limited edition LP to celebrate Record Store Day on April 18th. They are re-releasing them. I'm going to try and personally get a copy of this. I have the original albums myself, but to have those limited editions would be absolutely phenomenal. So they're re-releasing these together as a 2 LP collection. So I'm just reading through it here, and it says it was originally released, as we all know, by the World Wrestling Federation in 1985. It's going to have guys on it, all the lineup of it from back in the day. But yeah, guys, if you try and get your hands on one of those limited edition copies, go ahead and try it. Now, as far as I know, there is information on WWE.com. So if you want to pop along there and have a wee read and see if we can find more information about that. But there you go, guys. I'd love to get a copy of those. I mean, I do have the original albums, of course. Like, who doesn't? If you're a true wrestling fan, those albums were awesome back in the day. I mean, the 80s were just a great period for wrestling. A lot of younger fans nowadays laugh at me whenever I meet them at like live events and stuff, and they look at me and go, "How long have you been watching wrestling for?" What? John Cena's my favourite wrestler. Who the hell's Coco Beware, and who the hell's the model Rick Bartel and the Big Boss Man and DiBiase? Who the hell are they? Okay, guys, that's what the WWE Network's for. Excuse me a second. Apologies. My throat is really groggy. As you can probably hear, it's getting towards the end of the show. But some younger fans are great. I love meeting them and they all say, "Oh, I go back to the network and I watch all these, older guys," as they like to say. Not that I'm revealing my age here on the air or anything, but those were the guys back when I was a kid in the early 80s. But the younger fans today don't know who they are, but that's what the WWE Network's for. You can get to go back and watch all the older guys. So there you go. But the release of those albums again, closing the subject, I do apologize. My throat is really gone here, guys. Come back and try and get a copy of those albums, because I know I'm going to. Because even though I have the original, I'm not being great here or nothing, but if it's a limited edition collector's set, get one. 1 wee second, I'll take a wee swig of my water here. I do apologise, guys, but my throat is really groggy. It's the first time I've actually done that on the air, but no, it's looking quite good. It's WrestleMania period, guys. I know we're talking about the show that we're going to be doing and stuff, but I'm going to hit the road here because I really need to get out of here and get out of this heat of a studio and move along. Don't forget to check out all our friends and partners, as we did say there, guys. We're back on the air tomorrow as usual slot. Hopefully I'm feeling a lot better. Don't forget to check out NXT tonight. Don't forget to check out TNA this week as well. I'm going to head the road here and get to bed, and I'll watch NXT tomorrow on the WWE Network when I have recovered a wee bit more. So there you go. I know I've been rambling on quite a bit, guys, but, you know, women don't feel sorry for us, man. You know that? Guys, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. I hope you are all doing really well out there. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Enjoy your NXT tonight. Enjoy whatever it is you're doing the rest of your day. And we'll see you all here tomorrow in the usual time, usual place. As always, myself, Matthew Moore, of our wonderful show we call here, Outside the Ropes. So until tomorrow, guys, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, and we will see you all then.